So what are some of the strategies, and how old school strategy, even online, differ from attraction marketing strategies?
Yeah, such a great question. Now, so attraction marketing, is primarily based on four pillars, or you can say four ideas or four skills. I don't want to be cheesy because everybody has a pill. My strategy involves three pillars, or my strategy involves three steps, or it all. But there's four skills that we teach, and then obviously in each of those skills you can go deep and get really good and do those skills in different ways. But the first skill that we teach our students is how to attract. And attraction, as opposed to prospecting, is very different. When you're prospecting, again, that's a sales strategy. You're approaching people, you're trying to get their interest and pique their interest and use some sort of sales techniques to catch their attention. Um, you're going after people, and so, and let's say you meet somebody, well, then now you got to follow up and get, see if you can have the conversation lead to you talking about the business. So prospecting, the way it's taught traditionally, is a very inauthentic and deceptive way of connecting with people. And so, so that's the thing that we don't want to do. We don't want to do something that is inauthentic, that is basically us, hiding our agenda when we're talking to somebody. Attraction is very different, because in marketing, what we first do is we help people define their target market. Like, what's the type of person, or whom do you want to attract? Whom do you want on your team? And we take our students through an exercise where they define very clearly and very specifically the types of people they want on their team. And people will hear that and think they know what I'm talking about. I was like, well, I want go-getters and I want people who are motivated. And no, that's not what I'm talking about. And I don't have the time to go into how to do that. But when we help people figure out who their target market is, who are the type of people that they want to have on their team, well, when they start doing things on social media, when they start interacting, creating content, there's lots of ways of putting content out there. You're a master at creating YouTube videos like this one, that finds people and literally attracts people to you. Well, when you create content with a target market in mind, with the type of person you want to attract, well, when people watch that content, when they see you interacting on social media, when they see you active on social media, but your messaging is specifically for the type of person you want to attract, then those people are drawn, because those people tell themselves, oh, wow, that's exactly what I was looking for. I was like, oh man, he's talking about the same problem I'm dealing with. Or it's like, oh wow, I'm so glad I found this guy, because it's like he's talking about the things I care about. So that is attraction. It's involuntary. You don't have to convince anybody to be attracted to you. People are just attracted to you. Attraction is involuntary, and it's because they see you as somebody that potentially might be able to help them with something. So the next skill we teach our students is influence. Influence is how you take that relationship, once you've attracted somebody, to that next level. How you take somebody from like, I think this might be a person that can help me. How you take them from there to, wow, this guy or this gal is awesome. Like, I've learned so much already. Like, clearly this person is here to serve. They're not here to just, take. In fact, I love tuning in to everything they post, every video they post, every email they send. Like, I can't wait to receive the next one. That's where you want to take somebody. Sometimes like in between, it's like you have casual fans, and that's cool too. You're gonna have people at every levels, where people that are somewhat interested, very interested, highly interested, and like super fans who like can't wait for your next piece of content. But the point is, all those people are interested, and what happens there is you've created influence. What does influence mean? There's a term, a word that is synonymous with influence. That word is leadership. But then again, what is leadership? Everyone kind of defines leadership a little different. I want to define leadership in a very simple way. Leadership, you show people that you can help people by actually helping them. That's leadership. If you can show people that you can help them by actually helping them, then you've demonstrated yourself to be a leader, and therefore you have influence. And so that's really all you're trying to do when you're on social media using attraction marketing, is you're trying to demonstrate to people, or let's say you have a one-on-one with somebody, a one-on-one conversation. Even there, the same principles apply. You need to demonstrate to the people you're talking to that you can help them by actually helping them. What are we doing right now? Vincenzo, you're putting out this content, this interview. Well, what we're doing right now is we're demonstrating leadership. We're creating influence because we're showing people that we can help them in their network marketing business by actually helping them understand how attraction marketing works. So that is influence. And so it's as simple as that. And so just focus on trying to help people, and that'll build influence with whoever you're talking to, whether it's one-on-one or whether it's one-to-many, like on this video. Not the final skill, but the what seems like the final skill, which is enrolling somebody. The skill of enrollment is actually very easy. It's actually the easiest one. Whereas with traditional network marketing, the opposite of influence is convincing, right? And so, closing somebody is the opposite of enrolling. Enrolling is actually the easiest part, whereas closing is actually the hardest part when it comes to network marketing and sales. And so enrolling, well, if you've done the first two things right and you built influence, now when you have a conversation with somebody about your product or opportunity, one, they already trust you. They're already interested in what you have. And you just need to, you literally an enrollment conversation is literally a series of questions. And then at the end of those questions, you share with people what it is that can help them, and then they buy. So, you don't have to convince, you don't have to explain, you certainly don't have to objection handle, and so, most of the time, people that show up on an enrollment conversation are like 80-90% of the way there. They might, in addition to you asking questions, they might have some questions for you, and then it's done. Enrollment is the easy part. And then finally, the fourth and final skill that we teach our students using attraction marketing is create not only duplication, but duplication with systems and automation. And so we call this skill scaling your business, because there's different ways of scaling your business, but ultimately we're using systems and automation to create duplication and to scale our income and our results and the growth of our team. And so that is a leadership level skill that we teach not only new students who are barely starting off and trying to understand how duplication works, but we work with a lot of 6- and 7-figure earners on building systems for their teams so they can create duplication or create more duplication. So that's that's fundamentally what attraction marketing is composed of. And what passes off as duplicatable in traditional network marketing is stuff that's not really duplicatable. It's actually a mislabel. Prospecting strangers is not duplicatable. It's hard. And I guess you can duplicate it if you actually have training in place that is structured to teach people how to do that. But then you have to be honest with them about what they're learning, and that what they're learning is actually sales. And then at that point, it's duplicatable. You can duplicate results and duplicate skills, but you got to be honest. So, but what most network marketing does is not duplicatable because they're not actually being honest about what you're learning.
Absolutely. And also, I think maybe even if people enjoy doing the old school way of doing network marketing, maybe they enjoyed it, which is very low percentage, but it's not really fast because you need to go out there, you need to speak to so many people. Even if you do it online, you need to contact so many people. If you do attraction marketing correctly, as you explained, so attract, influence, enroll, and scale, you can go much, much faster also online. You can achieve faster results, and that's what also people want. They don't want to become 7-figure earners in 50 years, maybe in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years.
Well, it's the old school way of doing it is so time intensive.
Yeah.
And especially if you're doing it offline, but even online, it's very time intensive because you're there's just so much churn and burn, so much frustration, so much rejection, and so it's emotionally draining as well. With attraction marketing, we teach you initially how to trade your time in a very strategic way that doesn't, that where when you're done. You don't have to do it all the time. And you're doing it in a way that you enjoy and that other people aren't going to be weirded out by what you're doing. And then eventually we show you more leverage strategies where over time, what you're doing takes less of your time, but the results go up. As your time investment in what you're doing goes down, your results scale up. So that's actually what you want to do. And with attraction marketing, you want ultimately to be spending less and less time on your business as it grows. If you're spending more and more time in your business trying to get it to grow, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. You end up having a job, not a business anymore, and you don't have freedom eventually. Loved it. This is great. And now I want to talk another topic that is really changed the game for me when I discovered it. And it was when I actually read this is the second edition, I believe. I read the first edition. I also have the first one back in 2016 of Attraction Marketing Formula. And there was a concept. You were explaining how it was actually possible to make money from people even if they didn't end up joining your business, which for me was something impossible, because I was thinking, okay, I need to approach people, or maybe people come to me if I do attraction marketing, and then I try to sell the products or services, or try to recruit them into my business. But then you were talking about a way where even if, they don't end up joining, which will be the majority of people, let's face it, 80%, 90% of people that you contact or get in touch with will not end up joining your business for whatever reason. So how can I monetize those people? And I applied what you talked about, and I remember I was making more money with this strategy than actually my network marketing business at a certain point, which was almost a 5-figure income per month with this strategy. So I wanted to share a bit more about this. How can people actually make money even if their prospects don't end up joining their business?
Well, when I describe the skills of attraction marketing, where you attract, you create influence and enroll, well, you're not going to enroll everybody, but you're building influence with everybody. Yeah. There is going to be a lot of people you build influence with that are not interested in your products or not interested in your opportunity, but they respect you. They're following you. They're listening to you around a certain topic. Well, at that, that gives you the opportunity to actually offer them something of value that is a product of some kind, that may be different from your network marketing business, may be the same. And so that's where, you see a lot of network marketers, especially the biggest ones. If you see the biggest names in network marketing, they never teach this, but they're doing it. And they're doing it right in front of you. And what are they doing? They're selling coaching, they're selling courses, they're selling training. And they're saying, oh, don't do this. This is not what you want to do, but they're doing it. And many of them, they did it while they were building their network marketing business. And the reason they were doing it is because it was an additional stream of income that basically monetized the people that were never going to join their business, that were just, happy in the company they were at, or just for whatever reason, just wanted to learn from them and weren't interested in joining them. Yeah. So when you build influence with an audience that you're building, you can offer them other things. Now, if you're just getting started, the way I recommend that you build influence and create upfront income, active income, if you don't have the more advanced skills of attraction marketing, is you find a product within your company that has the highest profit margins, and to your audience that you're building influence with in the target market, then you offer that product, and that product should be something that helps to solve the problems of that group, that target market. So that creates active income. And so there's in network marketing, the focus is so much on recruiting. How do I find more prospects for my business? I want to recruit. They're like horny for new recruits, but they don't want to build influence or relationships with anybody. Well, your product gives you the opportunity to build relationships with people. And guess what? If you add value to people beyond just the product, well, that you're now you have value as part of that relationship. It's not just a product, but you have value. So when you have value and people respect you, well, even if anyone on the street, if anyone off the street offered them the opportunity to build a network marketing business, they would all say no to that stranger that's trying to prospect them. But if you have influence in a relationship, if you offer them the opportunity to take a look at something, they would do it because you've already added value to their lives. They already respect you, and you've already made income, money from them, from the product. Now, there are other strategies that are more advanced that we teach at ÄťtrakSHən Marketing on how to use affiliate marketing, how to use an affiliate product with higher profit margins, and as part of the process that eventually leads people to be interested in what you're doing. But you're making money up front, from retailing something to a group, to a target market, and you're doing it, one, to add value because what you're selling them is going to make their life better. But two, in addition to the product, you're adding value to them. You're teaching them stuff. You're making their life better. And the combination of those two things is going to get them to respect you. And if they respect you, then, in a few weeks or a month, if you invite them to take a look at something on how they can take the passion that they have around everything that you guys have been talking about, everything that you've been teaching. Hey, if you're wondering how you can take this passion around health and wellness, or this passion around weight loss, or this passion around personal finance, and turn it into an additional income stream, an additional business, if you want to know how to do that, I invite you to check out this workshop or this webinar or whatever. And people will take you up on that because you have already served them well. Mm-hmm. Again, people are trying to figure out, how do I use the internet to recruit people? How do I use the internet to just en masse recruit a bunch of people really fast? Well, you can do that, but you have to be a master of sales. You have to know how to sell, because you're taking somebody that is cold and then getting them to join your opportunity without any prior relationship. Well, and you're counting on your company being so awesome that's going to convince them. Well, that's a sales job. And you can do that, and there's people that do that. But if you're doing it one-on-one, you need to learn sales skills. And if you're doing it one-to-many, you need to be one of the top marketers in the world, because really that the marketing skills that requires, and the amount of money for advertising that requires is really high. So really the best strategy for most network marketers is to actually build a relationship with a product that is around a passion, that is around something that the prospect cares about. And once you do that, you point at whatever, and they're going to go join it or buy it.
Yeah. And I remember actually when I was using this strategy, and that you explain again in the book on how to make money even if people don't join. And for me, it was really, again, a game changer, because I decided to start attracting people to me using paid strategies. So at that time, 2016, was Facebook ads. And obviously I was investing money. And this, making money on the front end, even if people eventually didn't join, allowed me to cover the cost of advertising, actually make money at being actually in a profit. And then everything that came after, people buying my products or joining my opportunity, it was pure profit. So right. I was even more relaxed. I was not, stressed about losing money, wasting money in ads, because I had this, and this really, really changed the game for me. So again, guys, I really recommend you get a copy of this book, because there are some game-changing information.
Well, also, what's amazing what happens when all of a sudden you don't need the person you're talking to, when you don't need them, because you're already making money. Mm-hmm. It's like there's posture. It's like, and the posture is real. It's not fake. It's not something you got trained on how to do. It's like, join if you want to, man, but it's awesome. And this is how I'm doing it. It's up to you. Like, you don't have to sell people, and people sense it as like, this guy doesn't need me, and they're drawn to that. And so that's also part of what makes you attractive. That's attraction marketing.
Absolutely. They feel it, and because all the other people try to push them, but you are different. So absolutely. And now I think we can actually talk about what's written in the title, which was obviously to get you guys to watch this video even more. And being more attentive again to the video, it's how to recruit this crazy number of people. Here it's 1,732 people in 1 month, so large number of people in a short period of time. If you can obviously, Fernie, share the story of these results and how can actually people achieve something like this.
Yeah, well, so if you want to get a deeper, more detailed explanation of the strategy, then you want to read the attraction marketing formula. That's in there. I'm gonna kind of do a short version of it right now, and it actually is building on everything I just said. So when you build an audience, when you are attracting people either through organic or paid strategies, meaning advertising, both work. I started with paid strategies. Vincenzo started with paid strategies, but now Vincenzo is awesome at using organic strategies as well to attract people to him. And we teach that, and I've done that, for many years as well. And so when you're attracting people, you're building an audience, a following, and you don't have to, in the old days of network marketing, in order to maintain a relationship with somebody, you have to call them over and over again. You have to even the old days, there was no texting, so you had to call and have a conversation, and maintain a network, maintain a relationship with a network of people. Now you don't have to do that. Now you have social media, and now you have other tools that allow you to just publish content, and that kind of keeps the relationship going. When somebody sees a post from you, or when you see a post from them, that's like a way of staying connected without actually doing the work of calling people, which is cool. And that's very powerful. So that allows you to build a network of people, a big network of people. So when you've built trust and a relationship with people, let's say you've been retailing, you built a big community of people around a certain passion, and you've been selling your product to them and offering the product. Let's say 20% of those people end up buying your product, which is a lot of people. And let's say your team is using that community as well to introduce people to the product and then to you as a leader. Then that's more retail volume that's being created by you and your team. But then one day you decide, hey guys, if you guys, and I already said it before, so I'm going to repeat this again. It's like, guys, hey, I know we're all here around learning how to become, healthier and lose weight. So many of you have lost so much weight, and you guys are happier, healthier. You guys are going to live longer than you previously may have imagined. Many of you never thought this was possible for you. And it brings me great joy in knowing that I played a role and our team played a role in that. If you are somebody that wants to learn how you can take this newfound passion of helping people get healthier and live longer into an additional income or into a business, then I invite you to join me on this webinar or on this workshop, where I'm going to show you how I built a business helping people how to lose weight. And so then those people who have enjoyed your product, that have been following you, got results, or maybe they didn't buy the product, but they got results from just listening to your advice, listening to your content. Well, now in mass, all at once, you have a bunch of people hopping on a webinar, or a bunch of people taking that next step towards learning about your opportunity. And growing a following of 1,000, 10,000 people, 100,000 people is not as hard as people think. And so when you have a large following of people that know, like, and trust you, and you invite them to take a look at something, they take it seriously and they want to do it. Even if building a network marketing business is kind of fundamentally so different from the other thing you were working on with them. But it doesn't matter, because people ultimately, if they trust you, they'll trust you on the advice that you have to give on how to improve other areas of their life. If you think about during the pandemic, there were a lot of people without doctor's degrees, they don't have any type of certification in health or nutrition or anything like that. They have no scientific background, but all of a sudden you see all these marketing or business gurus giving health advice on how to on pro-vaccine, anti-vaccine, whatever. It's like, and they're following, the people that are following them, that they have influence over, by and large, would agree with them. And they would agree with them even if they may have disagreed with them before, but they agree with them because there's just this pull. When you have influence with somebody and somebody views you as a leader, then they view you as a leader, period. They don't just view you as a leader for business. They view you as a leader, period. So therefore, if you say something, share health advice, share financial advice, share personal development advice, they're going to lean in and go, oh, I mean, Vincenzo was talking about, this new meditation strategy that helped to relieve his stress. I got to check this out. Even though Vincenzo, that's not Vincenzo's jam. He's not a guru on meditation, but all of a sudden he's learned something and people want to check it out because it's Vincenzo, because they trust him. And so that's the reason of following that you initially created a retail relationship with would be interested in an opportunity, is because it's just not because you sold them something. It's because you served them beyond the product. That's how you recruit people in a large volume, in mass.
Absolutely. And also, by using attraction marketing, as you said, you build influence, and okay, now you can promote this network marketing opportunity, but in 5 years, maybe you do something else. You're not in network marketing anymore. You start your own company, your own business, or you do whatever other things you do. And if you had influence over those people, you can start a new business much faster because they can be your first clients, customers, and followers, even in the new venture. So it's crucial that guys, you do attraction marketing, because that can really set you up for success over the long period of time.
Yeah, and I want to also, real quick, some people might be thinking, well, man, it seems like it's going to take long for me to like build a following and build influence, but I need to recruit people now. And here's the thing: if you recruit people now, if you've managed to convince people to join your business, they're not going to be very committed because there's no influence. You and you're probably thinking, well, that's what my company's for. My company's debt free. My company's this. My company's that. Trust me, no one cares. No one cares about your company. They care about people. And if in the course of you recruiting them, you don't have a good relationship with them, then it's going to be all that much easier for them to quit and not be very committed. So, I was able to build the 6-figure income and quit my job within 2 years. 7 figures within 4 years using this strategy. And did I go, man, it took me 2 years to make 6 figures and fire my boss, and then another 4 years to make 7 figures? Like, my life sucks. No, because the alternative, one, is probably not going to work. And two, the alternative of just not doing network marketing altogether and working a 9-to-5 for 40, 50, 60 years, or until you die, takes way longer. And so I think people, sometimes have this like childish mind around like what short term actually means. It's like firing my boss within 2 years of learning attraction marketing and building a 6-figure income is fast for me. We've had students that done it in a year. We've had students that done it in 6 months. We've had students that done it in 5 years, but all of them beat 40, 50, 60 years at a job.
Exactly. Yeah. Even 5 years is very fast, actually. Yeah. Some people are very impatient sometimes. We want to close. Just obviously, it's lots of value. Thank you, Fernie, for being here as always. And just a top advice for both newbies, so people just starting out. We obviously talked a lot, but if you have one top advice, and then for leaders, so people that have a team and maybe want to scale more and have more duplication and more time freedom.
Well, for newbies, just know that if you want a 6-figure income, you need 6-figure skill sets. And the skills that you need to learn, I just talked about: attract, influence, enroll, and then scale, which is duplication through systems. And so those are the skills you got to learn. And there's skills within the skills, there's other things to learn, but that's what you got to do. And so accepting the fact that you have to learn a professional skill set in order to earn a professional income sounds obvious, but it's not the common thinking in network marketing, because there's so much get rich quick and there's so much talk about like it's not selling, it's sharing. So leaders are diminishing the fact that people have to learn skills. I would have rather been told, here's the sales strategy for finding prospects and building rapport and recruiting them. I'd rather have been told that than just being told, oh, it's selling. It's not selling, it's sharing. Just bring more people. Just bring more people. That's all you got to do. You're making the business too hard. Just bring more people. Like I'm not an idiot. Like
it's a numbers game. Yeah.
Every profession requires you learning skills.
Yeah.
So that's one. For leaders, I have two pieces of advice. One, if you don't get on the attraction marketing train, it's going to run you over. You're very likely during the pandemic, when you couldn't do the old school strategies like you used to, the grand majority of leaders who had built their business and still functioned around the old school strategies saw their businesses collapse and shrink. I know because I talked to a lot of leaders that were in that situation that found our company desperately looking for a solution. And so those people got run over by the attraction marketing train because the strategy they were working on wasn't working. The other thing that was happening is they were losing distributors, they were losing team members to other leaders who were doing attraction marketing, who did have a strategy for building online. So that's one piece of advice. The other piece of advice is in addition to attraction marketing for growing and building a network marketing business, there are systems that you want to create in place. There's automation you can create where if you are a leader that is a six-figure earner or above and you're working crazy long hours and you're overworked, that tells me that you likely lack something I call duplication systems. Mm-hmm. And duplication systems are a way of removing yourself from the equation so that 95% of the time that you're currently spending to support your team, when you implement these systems, well, these systems now take care of your team. Anytime one of your team members is looking to learn something new or looking to ask a question or solve a problem, the systems are there to answer their question or to help them develop that new skill. And you are basically removing yourself more and more from the equation so that you can focus on more leadership level activities like mentoring other leaders and developing other leaders, because your systems provide the support for your team. And so if your business is growing and so is your time commitment to your business, you're doing it wrong, you're going to burn out. So those are the two things. It's like, get on the attraction marketing train. And if you're a leader that's overworked, then you're building your business wrong. You need duplication systems.
Awesome. So guys, the next step for you, for all of you watching, is click the link in the description. It's a free training, actually. I'm going to give you access to. It's an online recruiting bootcamp from Fernie himself. And then you have an opportunity to get a copy of the book, of this best-selling book, at a very discounted price. And then obviously enter the world of attraction marketing that will honestly revolutionize your business, as it did for me and tens of thousands of students. Thank you so much, Fernie, again, for your time, for being here, for sharing value, for serving this profession. And I look forward for another interview in the future.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Vincenzo.
Thank you, Fernie. Bye, guys.